What's up guys, I'm Joel Dodge, welcome back to the channel. So AudioKit just released 2 new apps that you should definitely know about if you're making music on an iOS device. Let's get into it. So guys, before I get into the 2 new apps, I just want to give you a little bit of background about AudioKit. So AudioKit is an app developer that primarily makes software instruments for iOS devices, and they make some really great stuff. And what's really cool about them is everything is cheap, where you don't have to spend a lot of money to get it, or a lot of their stuff is actually free. So like if you've ever seen Synth 1, that's made by AudioKit. So if you don't know about AudioKit, you should definitely look into them and see if there's any instruments that you'd want to pick up that they have. Something else that they've just started doing is they've started releasing apps for like a limited amount of time, and they haven't specified how long the window is that you can actually get these apps. The first one that they did one of these limited releases with, it's the Sub 808 app. It does cost $3, but if you're looking for a bass synthesizer, it's definitely the easiest one to work with that you're gonna find out there. So they've just released their second limited release, and it's called Retro Piano. Something that's crazy about this app is it's actually free. You don't have to pay anything to download it, and there's no in-app purchases. It's just a free app. And what this app does is it's a piano. So and whether you're trying to have like a real sounding piano or a digital piano, it does both of those things very well. If you've ever watched my video on my favorite apps for music production, you'll see that I talk about 2 piano apps in there, and both of those apps cost money. But what's crazy about this new Retro Piano app, it can kind of fill the gap of both of those other apps without you having to pay anything for it. So like if you want real piano sounds that sound good, and you like having digital piano sounds also, like Rhodes kind of sounds and stuff like that, this app is capable of making those sounds, and it's super easy to use, and it's free. Did I say that already? It's free. If you make music on your iPad or your iPhone, you need to go download Retro Piano. It's awesome. The other app that they just recently released that I don't think is a limited time offer, it's called AudioTune. It's a vocal tuning app, like AutoTune kind of thing. But what's really cool about this app is, first off, it's cheap. I think it was only $3 or like $2.99. As someone who's a singer-songwriter, and it's important for me to be able to tune vocals that are a little off, this app has been like something that I've been looking for when it comes to music production on the iPad, because it's simple. It gives you a lot of controls, and it just does what it does very well. I'm not a big fan of the AutoTune sound, but nowadays people are very accustomed to hearing voices that have been tuned, you know? So because typically when somebody's singing, they're going to be a few cents off from the notes they're trying to hit. And an app like this can help you move those pitches to be dead on, but it also not be like in your face that it's auto-tuned. So this, to me, this is actually something that I've been looking for since I've started making music on the iPad, and I'm so thankful they made it, and I'm so thankful that it's cheap. So guys, I've actually been working on a song that I want to release on this channel in the future. Hopefully not too far in the future, but I thought it'd be cool for me to make some scratch tracks using these 2 new apps to kind of give you a feel for them. So let's get into it. So guys, I started a project in Cubasis, and I've recorded the chords, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put them looping, and I'll make adjustments inside of the app so that you can see how it works. This is your master volume. The next thing you see is these 2 knobs under beautiful, and basically with these you can control how much regular piano sound you have versus how much of an electric piano sound you have, which is really cool because you can mix the 2, or you can, you know, make it sound more like one or the other. the next thing is this vinyl noise. I'm sure that you've already started to hear like the crackle that's in the audio, and that's not something glitching or going wrong. That's actually this vinyl noise. And so if you wanted, you could just completely take all that noise out like this, or you can put it up to have that be part of the sound. I like it somewhere around there. This tone knob is basically a low pass filter, and so you'll notice it gets darker like it says, but basically it's just cutting a lot of the highs out of the sound of the piano. This last thing on this page is the warble, and these two knobs together help you make that sound. So you have the speed one here and the depth. So you can get it sounding really crazy if you crank them up high. But just having it on a little bit though does tend to be a pretty nice sound. So that's this first page, and then you have a second page of controls when you click on this more button. So this first part is the release, and you're not going to hear any effect of that right now if I mess with it, because I was playing with the sustain pedal on. But if you're just playing staccato notes, this is going to determine how much longer you hear it once you've released the note. So this is a tuning. I think that's basically if you move that one. I'm not going to do it now, but you can move. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and do it. You can just change like you can tune it differently, basically. This next one is a tremolo control. So when you start turning up the depth, I'm sure you can hear the effect of that. I think it changed how fast it goes by doing that. This one is like a bit crusher kind of thing. So you flip the switch on, and then you can turn it off. That one's cool. It's cool that one has a switch where you can turn it on and off. And then this last one is just a reverb, and I actually think it's a really good sounding reverb. Anyway, so that's the controls. But of course, this app comes with like a bunch of different presets. So if you don't like messing around with things like I just did, you can just go through the presets and find something you like. So guys, so this next part, I'm gonna sing the verse that I wrote over these chords, and then we're gonna go into this tuning app so I can show you how it works.
They say it's better late than never, but what if never comes knocking at your door, and late has passed you by, and you're just left praying, why, oh why? They say it's better late.
Alright guys, well I feel like that was a pretty good take, so let's go ahead and add this this AudioTune. So this is what it's going to look like, and what you're going to want to do is put this to whatever key that you're in at currently. So this song is in the key of G, and we're using the major scale. So let's go ahead and just play this.
They say it's better late than never.
When both these knobs are turned like all the way up, it's going to be crazy like that. So let's just let it play out like that.
They say it's better late than never, but what if never comes knocking at your door, and late has passed you by?
So like that, it just sounds crazy. But what you can do is, if you want it to just kind of slightly tune those notes to be like right on the note without it sounding like auto-tune, you just turn the amount down. I think from the little bit I've messed with it, it seems best to leave the speed all the way up. And you get something like this.
They say it's better late than never, but what if never comes knocking at your door, and late is
And that's with it off.
and you're just left
Then back
praying,
on.
why, oh why?
So when you have it on a setting like that, it's you barely notice that it's there, and that's kind of the beauty of it, is you can tune your vocal to be a little bit more perfect pitch without it sounding like auto-tune, you know, which is the main thing that I'll be using this app for personally. But I do want to kind of show you some of the other stuff you can do with this app. So one thing I'm sure you noticed is as it was going between different notes, it was going back and forth between these little things down here. Something that's really cool is when you start scrolling. So if you go to G minor, you can see the notes change every time. Like basically every time you scroll, you can see that it changes to something else. Chromatic could actually be a good one, because it's just gonna take you to the closest note.
And late has passed you by, and you're just left praying, why, oh why?
So the last thing that I want to show you guys is you can come down to this custom, and what this one allows you to do, and just to get the most effect out of it, I'm gonna put the amount all the way up, just so you can see what this does. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and see when it's in custom mode, or you have the scale edit clicked. You can actually pick which notes it's gonna tune you to. So just for example, I'm gonna put it on a G. Both the knobs are turned all the way up. It's gonna tune everything to a G note. And
They say it's better late than never, but what if never comes knocking at your door, and late has passed you by, and you're just left praying, why, oh why? They say it's better late than never, but what if never comes knocking at your door, and late has passed you by, and you're just left praying, why, oh why?
anyway, so I'm sure you get the point. You can really make this thing sound crazy and do some fun stuff with it. But just in general, I know that I'll probably just be using it how I showed y'all in the beginning. Turn the amount kind of low and just have it be in the key that that the song is in. And this is a really cool tool. And I guess what I like about this one, and I like about these other new apps that AudioKit has been releasing, is they just have a very specific purpose, and they do that thing very well, you know? So so definitely go check these out. I would love to hear what you think of these apps or about AudioKit in the comments down below. But as always, die empty. I'll catch you in the next one.
They say it's better late than never, but what if never comes knocking at your door?